French song because I would sing in French for you because we're gonna make French macarons.
It makes me feel like that, and I'm hurt.
So first thing, we are gonna grind our almonds and pistachios with some of our confectionery sugar. Pour all your 200 grams of confectionery sugar with your nuts, and I hope you have a normal size food processor because this one drives me nuts because it's so tiny and horrible.
Your back's against the wall. There's no one home to call. You're forgetting who you are. You can't stop crying. It's fun to giving in and protesting your friends. You'll do it all again, and I'm not lying.
Pistachio. So no big crumbs or anything. Just pour it and reserve it because we're gonna use it after we whip our egg whites.
Standing in the way of control. Live your life so
Time to whip the egg whites. And I left my egg whites on my fridge overnight. There were about 2 egg whites, but to be more precise, it was about 90 grams of egg whites. So I left them in my fridge because egg whites, they work better when they are a little aged and also when they are cold. So they whip easier and they get the right texture easier as well. We are gonna whip it, and before we whip it, make sure your bowl is completely clean. There's nothing, no food left or anything, because it could just mess with the whole process. Make sure everything is clean. And now we are gonna whip it in two steps. First step, we're gonna whip it to a foam, and then we're gonna add some granulated sugar and whip it to some soft to harder peaks form. By now, your egg whites should look glossy, just like shaving foam, and do not overbeat them, or your macaron will become too dry. Check out the glossiness and the texture. All right, our egg white is glossy, and look, its consistency. Can you see it? It doesn't drop, so that's the right consistency. Now we are gonna fold in the egg whites our pistachio, almonds, and confectionery sugar mixture. Pour all your powder at once in your egg whites and stir it carefully, but you don't have to be super delicate because we do want to break some of the air on the egg whites. Stir it until you get a consistency of the batter that falls back. So we are gonna make a little test before we see if it's ready to go. Take a plate, spoon a little bit of the butter in your plate, and then if it forms a peak that does not disappear, it's not done yet. We still have to give some extra strokes. Really fast, really fast? No, it's just the video. Do not do it this fast. Then try it again. Pour a little bit and see? It melts, so it's ready to go. There's no peak. Woohoo! So now we're gonna pour our mixture into the pastry bag, and then nothing. I have absolutely nothing to say. Now we have all our macaron batter inside this pastry bag. We're gonna get our pan with parchment paper and then make the macarons, right? Now I'm gonna let the macaron rest on my countertop for an hour, and then what's gonna happen is it's gonna dry the surface and it's gonna give an extra crunchiness when you bake it. Then meanwhile, we are gonna make the cream to fill our macarons. Over medium heat, add your condensed milk, butter, and vanilla. Stir constantly, and when it starts to come off the bottom of the pan, you add your heavy cream. Stir a little bit longer, turn off your heat, and let it cool. Now we have our filling. Our macarons rested for about an hour on the counter, and it's dry on top. And we are gonna bake it on 280 Fahrenheit for 15 to 20 minutes. And now we have to pray so the macaron can grow and form that little sponge on the bottom. That's how you see if the macaron was cooked properly or not. It has a little, like, it forms like almost a feet on the bottom with a sponge texture, and then it grows on top. You've seen like perfect macarons before, so that's how we are planning to make this one perfect. Yeah, you know. Our macarons look perfect, but there's still a hard step to go because we have to remove them from the parchment paper, and sometimes they break. It's a little hard to do, but I'm sure we can do it. One extra thing, I don't add food coloring to this. Usually pistachios macarons are green, and I expect them to be green only from the pistachios, but if you like to have them all green, like a hook thing or something, you can add some food coloring. But I don't see a reason to add food coloring. I don't like this kind of chemicals on my food, so I don't do it. But you can do it, make it greener and more pistachio shush. Carefully remove your macarons one by one from the parchment paper. And if you cook it properly, it's supposed to come off easily, like this. Spoon as much filling as you want to your macarons, but I would recommend a small amount so it won't overflow the edges.
Pra você eu tenho tapete voador e liquidificador e faço vitamina.
Our macarons look really cute, and we'll taste it. And another tip I can give you is this filling that I made. It's a little sweet, tastes like vanilla. I like to do this filling because I don't like to use buttercream on my macarons. I know most of the people, and I believe the most classic thing to do is to make buttercream, but I don't like buttercream. I don't like this mixture between butter and sugar, and it just tastes like sweet fat. With your pastry bag, make your macarons the size of a quarter. And I think that's a good size for a macaron. Unless you want to bake the tiniest macaron in the world and go to Guinness Book. This is our pistachio French macaron. I'm sure you liked it, and see you next week. Pling!